Great white shark. The first thing to tackle with great white sharks, or white sharks as they are more commonly known by scientists, is the enduring myth that they are dangerous man-eaters. White sharks are among the top 3 shark species most likely to injure humans, alongside tiger sharks and bull sharks. If you are interested in animals, let's know more about them. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications bell, and like. The great white shark is arguably the world's largest known extant macropredatory fish, and is one of the primary predators of marine mammals, such as pinnipeds and dolphins. The great white shark is also known to prey upon a variety of other animals, including fish, other sharks, and seabirds. It has only one recorded natural predator, the orca. The species faces numerous ecological challenges which has resulted in international protection. The International Union for Conservation of Nature lists the great white shark as a vulnerable species, and it is included in Appendix 2 of CITES. It is also protected by several national governments, such as Australia, as of 2018. Due to their need to travel long distances for seasonal migration and extremely demanding diet, it is not logistically feasible to keep great white sharks in captivity. Because of this, while attempts have been made to do so in the past, there are no known aquariums in the world believed to house a live specimen. The great white shark is depicted in popular culture as a ferocious man-eater, largely as a result of the novel Jaws by Peter Benchley and its subsequent film adaptation by Steven Spielberg. Humans are not a preferred prey, but nevertheless it is responsible for the largest number of reported and identified fatal unprovoked shark attacks on humans. However, attacks are rare, typically occurring fewer than 10 times per year globally. The original hypothesis of the great white shark's origin held that it is a descendant of a lineage of megatoothed sharks, and is closely related to the prehistoric megalodon. These sharks were considerably larger in size, with megalodon attaining an estimated length of up to 14.2 to 20.3 m, 47 to 67 feet. Similarities between the teeth of great white and megatoothed sharks, such as large triangular shapes, serrated blades, and the presence of dental bands, led the primary evidence of a close evolutionary relationship. As a result, scientists classified the ancient forms under the genus Carcharodon. Although weaknesses in the hypothesis existed, such as uncertainty over exactly which species evolved into the modern great white, and multiple gaps in the fossil record, paleontologists were able to chart the hypothetical lineage back to a 60-million-year-old shark known as Cretalamna as the common ancestor of all sharks within the Lamidae. However, it is now understood that the great white shark holds closer ties to the mako sharks and is descended from a separate lineage as a chronospecies unrelated to the megatoothed sharks. Great white sharks live in almost all coastal and offshore waters which have water temperature between 12 and 24 degrees Celsius, 54 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with greater concentrations in the United States, Northeast and California, South Africa, Japan, Oceania, Chile, and the Mediterranean, including the Sea of Marmara and Bosphorus. One of the densest known populations is found around Dyer Island, South Africa. Juvenile great white sharks inhabit a more narrow band of temperatures, between 14 and 24 degrees Celsius, 57 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. In shallow coastal nurseries, increased observation of young sharks in areas they were not previously common, such as Monterey Bay on the central California coast, suggest climate change may be reducing the range of juvenile great white sharks and shifting it toward the poles. The great white shark has a robust, large, conical snout. The upper and lower lobes on the tail fin are approximately the same size, which is similar to some mackerel sharks. A great white displays countershading by having a white underside and a gray dorsal area, sometimes in a brown or blue shade. That gives an overall mottled appearance. The coloration makes it difficult for prey to spot the shark, because it breaks up the shark's outline when seen from the side. From above, the darker shade blends with the sea, and from below it exposes a minimal silhouette against the sunlight. A number of very large unconfirmed great white shark specimens have been recorded. For decades, many ichthyological works, as well as the Guinness Book of World Records, listed 2 great white sharks as the largest individuals. In the 1870s, great white captured in southern Australian waters, near Port Fairy, and an 11.3 meters (37 feet) shark trapped in a herring weir in New Brunswick, Canada, in the 1930s. However, these measurements were not obtained in a rigorous, scientifically valid manner, and researchers have questioned the reliability of these measurements for a long time, noting they were much larger than any other accurately reported sighting. Later studies proved these doubts to be well-founded. This New Brunswick shark may have been a misidentified basking shark, as the two have similar body shapes. The question of the Port Fairy shark was settled in the 1970s when J.E. Randall examined the shark's jaws and found that the Port Fairy shark was of the order of 5 meters (16 feet) in length and suggested that a mistake had been made in the original record. In 1870 of the shark's length. A 2007 study from the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia used CT scans of a shark's skull and computer models to measure the shark's maximum bite force. The study reveals the forces and behaviors its skull is adapted to handle and resolves competing theories about its feeding behavior. In 2008, a team of scientists led by Stephen Rowe conducted an experiment to determine the great white shark's jaw power, and findings indicated that a specimen massing 3,324 kilograms (7,328 pounds) could exert a bite force of 18,216 newtons (4,095 lbf). This shark's behavior and social structure are complex. In South Africa, white sharks have a dominance hierarchy depending on the size, sex and squatters' rights. Females dominate males, larger sharks dominate smaller sharks, and residents dominate newcomers. When hunting, great whites tend to separate and resolve conflicts with rituals and displays. White sharks rarely resort to combat, although some individuals have been found with bite marks that match those of other white sharks. This suggests that when a great white approaches too closely to another, they react with a warning bite. Another possibility is that white sharks bite to show their dominance, data acquired from animal-borne telemetry receivers and published in 2022 via the journal Royal Society Publishing suggests that individual great whites may associate so that they can inadvertently share information on the whereabouts of prey or the location of the remains of animals that can be scavenged. As biologging can help to reveal social habits, it allows a better understanding to be made in future studies regarding the full extent of social interactions in large marine animals, including the great white shark. The great white shark is one of only a few sharks known to regularly lift its head above the sea surface to gaze at other objects such as prey. This is known as spy hopping. This behavior has also been seen in at least one group of black-tip reef sharks, but this might be learned from interaction with humans. It is theorized that the shark may also be able to smell better this way because smell travels through air faster than through water. White sharks are generally very curious animals, display intelligence, and may also turn to socializing if the situation demands it. At Seal Island, white sharks have been observed arriving and departing in stable clans of 2 to 6 individuals on a yearly basis. Whether clan members are related is unknown, but they get along peacefully enough. In fact, the social structure of a clan is probably most aptly compared to that of a wolf pack, in that each member has a clearly established rank and each clan has an alpha leader. When members of different clans meet, they establish social rank non-violently through any of a variety of interactions. In 2022, research in South Africa suggested that the great white shark has the ability to change colors to camouflage itself depending on the hormones it gives off. Different hormones would change the color of the skin from white to gray. Skin dosed with adrenaline would turn lighter, with melanocyte-stimulating hormone causing melanocyte cells to dissipate, thus making the shark's skin a darker color. Although hormone-mediated color change is not fully validated due to the limited number of test subjects, the camo shark hypothesis is supported by the fact that zebra sharks can change their color as they age. If you are interested in animals, stay tuned.